This one has been a long time coming, and I'm really excited. Hi guys, this is Amouage. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Man alive, I've been meaning to review this for such a long time. I got the sample in summer last year, I think, before I left my job. And then things progressed. It went to autumn, then it was winter, and now it's finally spring. It's prompted me to review this, and I've wanted to review it for such a long time, like I said. This is Amouage Bracken Woman. Easily top 5 fragrances I've ever done. I'll start by saying that. Also, Bo's here today, so he's going to be saying hello quite a bit. Sorry about that. Hi, Bo. I know you want to be quiet. So this is a floral green fragrance that came out in 2016. I think Bracken Man was first, and then Bracken Woman came after. They often release the men's one first, I think, when they have a duo going on. And this fragrance is inspired by flower power of the 60s, but really what it is like taking a walk in a woodland, and man, it's really frigging cool. I will try not to gush, I promise. So I've had my sample for a while. I have worn it quite a few times. This is what the box looks like when you buy it. The bottle is this colour, you can see it. And I want to start by saying that this is the first ever Amouage fragrance for me where the name really connects the dots to the fragrance. A lot of them, as much as I love Amouage fragrances, I think they're beautiful, I always talk about them. Some of the names I think are just a bit of a disconnect, like Honour or Jubilation, or just, I don't know, sometimes they don't, like Lyric, I'm sure there's meanings behind them, but because this one is actually named after something that is inspired by nature, it fits massively, it connects immediately, and when you smell it, it takes you to nature straight away. So what are the notes? So the top notes are a bracken accord. And wild berries. The heart notes are lily, daffodil, chamomile, and a smoky leather accord. And then the base notes are patchouli, vetiver, and birch. So, and it's meant to be woodland flowers, woodland walks, and man does it deliver. So let me spray it on my hand. Oh gosh, this is just so amazing, this fragrance. I don't know how I'm going to describe it, but I will try. So, when you first put it on, like I said, it puts you in nature immediately. I can smell so many different types of green facets all at once. It's crazy, really crazy. The first stage of the fragrance is where it's at its most plush, and its most luscious, and its most kind of foliage, vegetal type feeling, or planty, shall we say. And it smells like ferns, funnily enough. It smells like ferns, it smells like bramble, thistle, thorns, bracken, anything you can think of that would be like a walk in a forest. Even sometimes dewy, so it's got a kind of more wet feeling in the opening, but it's straight in with the greenness, and this is amazing for spring. If you're looking for a spring fragrance that isn't a floral, which is what I always try to do, this would be an amazing one, I think, for that. I can feel so many different green aspects coming out of it at once, but like I said, the opening is more the luscious part. I want to talk about the berries, because they kind of mingle in the background, but it's not super obvious. There is a fruity element to the fragrance though, but I can also feel the leaves part of it. So, you know, sometimes fragrances smell like blackberry leaf, or even tomato leaf, cassis, that type of thing, like wild forest berries, but the leaves of those berries I can feel in here as well as grassiness, fields, that just really conjures up a lot of images. If you're a dog walker, if you take your dog for a walk and you happen to live near a forest, you'll probably be familiar with the smell of this. It probably smells like your entire walk inside of one bottle. What's really interesting is that when this starts to develop, it does change. It holds on to its main character of this greenery and this forest thing, but it does change somewhat, and It's never really overly floral, even though this is inspired by flower power and the 60s and woodland flowers. That does come into play at some point in the fragrance, and the only way I can describe it is as being kind of dried flowers. So the things in here, chamomile, daffodil, narcissus and lily, they're all kind of dry, I guess, wild flowers that grow, and it just adds another dimension to how amazing this fragrance is. It's so cool. But then it takes another turn. This is Amouage we're talking about. So I said at the beginning that the opening of this is where the fragrance is at its most luscious, its most vegetal, the wet, almost dewy, greenery, grassy. The later stages, while still retaining a greenness, is where it starts to reveal a different green character. So it's more of a mossy kind of dryness, a leafy, thicket type of greenness that comes out. And what happens is this smoky leather and this birch smells a lot like smoke anyway, it's a kind of dark, a slightly darker twist, and it's a bit drier then. So it goes from luscious greenery to more dry, mossy greenery in the dry down, and the touch of smoke and leather you can feel. I kind of wish I didn't know what the notes were, because once you start to focus on that leather you can actually really feel it in there. But before I'd read the notes and I'd worn this a few times, it remained green in my mind. So it stays like that. But what happens when this birch and leather come into play makes it feel like you're in a forest where there might just be a fire burning somewhere way off in the distance. So it brings it back to something that's still realistic. It doesn't smell like a leather jacket. They say it's a smoky leather, and it is. It just adds a twist of darkness. Amazing. I also want to say that this fragrance is completely unisex. Don't let the daffodil, the lily or anything like that put you off if you're a guy that wants to try this out, because to me this is right down the centre of unisex. It doesn't feel feminine or masculine. It smells like nature, and nature does not smell feminine or masculine to me as a whole when you've got it all together in one place like this. So that's what I'm going to say about the actual development of the fragrance. The transition period on my skin takes probably about an hour, maybe 2, sometimes longer depending on how much I've sprayed. And as with most Amouages now, they're not as strong as the old formulations, but that's just a given, that's just how we have to roll. But this one is easily 6 or 7 hours on me. And it's a really nice journey to go on. It is like walking through a forest. It's so cool. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say. If you want to get this fragrance, head on over to natino.co.uk. I'll post a link below. I'm out from my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. And I'm going to spray this on now, and then I'm going to order my bottle because I really want this in my collection immediately. Anyway, bye guys.